Hi guys, long time no see. I took a little unpurposeful break from filming, but I'm back now with a very exciting kind of series. I am walking you guys through my home purchase journey. Obviously, I'm doing this with Andrew. So I am a first-time home buyer. I'm from Kansas City, graduated in 2022. Started real estate in February. So when I moved to St. Louis, I first of all didn't have enough money saved up for a house. Also didn't know the areas, didn't know where I wanted to live, and was just starting real estate. So I kind of wanted to give myself some time to get to know it and be in it for a while before I purchased my first house. And I'm in it right now. I don't own it yet. This week is our closing week. So I'm gonna be showing you guys some home renovation projects that we do, talk about what it's like owning our first house, things you don't think about until you're actually in a house and buying it yourself. Obviously, these are things that I've helped out my buyers with before, but it'll be kind of fun to show you the actual process, especially for my friends and family members who are first-time home buyers or who haven't bought in a long time. So today's video is talking about final walkthroughs and kind of what that looks like, what that is, and what you do, because I feel like a lot of times with my buyers, some of them are like, okay, when's the final walkthrough? Like, I'm so excited to see it again. And others are like, why are we doing this? Basically, the importance of a final walkthrough is it's a time for you and your agent to go through the house again and just make sure that everything looks the way that it did when you went under contract. And if you had anything like during inspection period or in your original offer that needed to be fixed or changed by the sellers, it's a time to make sure that those things happen before closing. Otherwise, you go to the table, you sign, you closed. Well, it's kind of hard to get them to do those things afterwards because you signed the closing doc saying like, I'm buying this house. You bought it, whatever. So that's what I'm doing for Andrew and I. We have had a great experience with these sellers and with this listing agent. I feel like that's pretty typical. Like, rarely will you have a nightmare experience, but sometimes you go through final walkthroughs and you walk in and like there's water in the basement, or they took something that in your contract you said that you were going to keep. Like, say you said, we wrote that we're keeping this fridge. Like, say I walked in here today and it's gone. Well, that's not what our contract says, so we need to figure out a plan before we close on Thursday. I already did my walkthrough and everything looks great, but I'm just gonna kind of show you the things that like I as an agent am looking out for when we're going through your final walkthrough. So I'm also gonna walk around and kind of talk to you about me and Andrew's plans for this house, because the space is great, but the style is maybe not quite ours. No, it's a little bit outdated, but it's very open, it's very nice, and so cute. We're so excited. One of the things that I do when we first pull up, I can go outside a little bit and show you, is I do a front maintenance check. What that looks like is, basically when you pull up to the house, you're just looking at, are there any major issues with the front yard that weren't there before? Obviously there's not with this house. Like I said, the sellers have kept really good care of it and it's very clean and pretty. That was easy to do. Kind of do that with the whole perimeter of the house. So when we toured it, obviously some of their stuff was still here. They were fully moved out, but they just left a few things here. Like there was a couch that you saw in the front yard. That's something that I would want to know, like, okay, someone hasn't picked that up yet. Am I gonna move here and have to deal with that now? The listing agent told me that a company is coming to pick it up on Thursday morning, the day that we close. So they've got it taken care of. So this is our living room. Everything looks great. As you can tell, there's a lot of squeaking when we step on the floors, and there's some floorboards that are cracked, and just the stain is very 90s, and obviously like some marks and scuffs and stuff. We eventually are either, I love original wood. I would love to just refinish these, but it's kind of like cost heavy if we do. We might put some plank flooring on top. If I do like some sort of vinyl or plank flooring, it is going to be like nice, good plank flooring that's not gonna just peel up and come out. But for now, they're just staying the way that they are because it is a little bit more of an expense. That will be a project that we'll do down the road. What I want to do for this wall, which is where our TV will go, is make it into kind of an accent wall. So I'm gonna do a very, very dark blue, like almost black, and add some square paneling throughout. Ooh, focus. Add some square paneling throughout. So that's one of the things that I'm gonna do like right when we move in. I think I'm gonna keep most of these walls the color that they are for now until I decide on another color that I like, but I don't mind this color because it's not like beige and it's not bright white. So, but this pillar, I am going to put some wallpaper on. I'll probably just do stick and peel because it will be easiest, and I want to do a like blue gray floral color that can match this countertop. Eventually, Andrew and I are going to gut this whole kitchen and redo it, but obviously right now we're balling on a budget. Again, like I said, I'm gonna be making videos about it, showing what we're doing, some like DIY home easy projects. I want the floral print to kind of tie in this countertop for now, and I want it to be more bluey so that it kind of also goes with the other blue. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of blue and green, gray aspects around this house. I like color and I like dark wood, and I like pops of color. For the flooring, there's two options, and I haven't quite decided what I want to do. I can either rip this up and cross my fingers that either real tile is under there or that there's hardwood. But since there's this finish, this lip right here of the hardwood, I'm kind of thinking there might be some tile under there. So my other option would be to just cover this with more vinyl flooring like this, especially since it's such a small area. Eventually, when we do something with these floors, I will make it just be the same. But when I was looking under here during our inspection period, I have a feeling that that tile, okay, it looks disgusting right now just because it's the floor. I have a feeling that that tile is what's underneath here, which I also don't really like, but I also don't want to keep stacking stuff up here so you're like stepping up to get on here. So I'm not really sure. And then we're keeping the cabinets. We're going to sand and refinish the bottom to be more of a natural wood color, either natural wood or darker wood. I haven't decided, but again, getting rid of kind of this 90s orange, and replace the hardware as well. I would like to do like some cup hardware on here, stick with circular ones here, and then do some taller, longer ones here. So kind of mix match what kind of hardware we're doing. For the top cabinets, I'm going to have them be almost identical to, if not the exact same color as the walls. I think it'll make the kitchen look even bigger, and I'll like that contrast. Backsplash is staying, I don't mind it. I mean, it's older, but it's white, so it's easy. Something else is these doors. So these closet doors, some of them work fine, but they are metal, and some of them are loud to open, as you can tell. This is our pantry, by the way. We're like I'm having some difficulty shutting it. So what we're gonna do with this one for sure is put in, I think, a white barn door. So that will go there because we have this whole wall. This is bathroom. They redid their bathrooms in 2017. For this room though, specifically right now, I think I might paint the walls. I want it to be like a moodier bathroom. So maybe some dark green, and then I'm probably gonna rip out this glass door because it's pretty easy to do, and just put a curtain up. I think I'll like it a lot better, and it'll be less like I won't have to worry about the glass being dirty and cleaning it all the time. But I love this I love the vanity. The vanity is great. Again, I might change the hardware just to be something more funky, but for now, this is it. And they left that shelf, which I really, really like. Another one of these closets. The closet space, and this is the one that actually works pretty well. Closet space in this house is great. There's a lot of closets, so I love that. So this room was definitely like a nursery or a child's room. Andrew and my mom, and pretty much anyone we've shown this house to, really love the mountains. I think it's cute. Andrew and I don't have a child though, so it's pointless for it to stay up here. So again, I'm probably gonna take that off. I love this crown molding throughout the middle of the room. I'm gonna either do some wallpaper on the bottom or on the top and then paint. Again, I'm just not a huge fan of gray. I think it looks nice though, so again, I'm not in a huge rush. So, and this room is going to be our guest room. This is the main bedroom, and these doors don't stay shut. So something needs to be done with this closet ASAP, and there's also like no shelving, so we're gonna put in like a custom shelving in there. And then this room is the third bedroom, and it will be our office. We might just have one desk and kind of share it. Rarely do Andrew and I work from home at the same time. Fridays we sometimes do, but my weekends I'm usually out showing. I'm not really at home that often. That's the bulk of the house and what we're doing. Downstairs, I'm not doing anything well, actually that's not true. There's some things that I would like to do over time. They refinished the basement. And it looks fantastic. I'm gonna take down these drop ceilings and just paint the rafters black. My mom has that in her basement, and I really, really enjoy it. Andrew might build a little bar right here, kind of going that way, and then that's the garage. This is where our laundry machines will go. Part of the walkthrough is I was checking these things to make sure that they're correct, you know, like something isn't leaking or there isn't a major issue that wasn't there when we first got here. We have a radon mitigation system, which is great. I also just checked that. This is the other bathroom. When you're going through your final walkthrough, you're really just looking at everything. I turned on all the lights. I made sure the water's still running. Pretty much the same thing you do when you go and look at a house for the first time. Like I mentioned, if your seller was supposed to fix something or do something before you're closing, this is the time to check it. For example, this garage door was not functioning. I wrote in the contract that they needed to fix it. So just test it, go all the way up. It's pretty straightforward. And like I said, a lot of the times my buyers are like, why are we doing this again? But you just never know. You really don't. Like I said, we close on Thursday of this week. It's Tuesday right now. We close at 1. Sellers close at 2:30, so it's probably not gonna fund until that Friday, so the next day, which is fine because right after Andrew and I close, we're going to look at a wedding venue anyway, so we wouldn't even be moving stuff here probably, but we're really excited. Hopefully this helped. I mean, it obviously just showed you, mostly this video just showed you my house and what my plans are for it, but hopefully it kind of answered a little bit of questions about what a final walkthrough is and why it's important and why we do it. Just want to make sure your house is still standing and everything's the way that it should be. So it's definitely very important. It's kind of it kind of like feels like Christmas Eve to me. A lot of the times I've done it with my buyers either the morning of closing or the day before. I like to do it like 2 days before at least. If there are any issues, that way we have some time to try to figure out something. But obviously sometimes if the sellers are still living there or the buyers can't accommodate 2 days before with their schedule, then you just, do a day before the day of. But anyway, it's very exciting and I love watching my buyers go through because at this point, usually they've decided what they're gonna do with some stuff and where they're gonna put certain things, and it's just all really exciting. So my next video will probably be a moving video, and then, why did I sound like I was gonna cry? A moving video, and then I'll start with my DIY projects. The very first thing we're doing is that wall in the living room and then the kitchen, just because those are the main 2 spaces that people see and we wanna have people over to celebrate our house. A housewarming party as soon as possible, but we definitely want to make sure that everything looks at least somewhat the way that we want it to look. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Good luck on your home search. I totally forgot to say this. Not in all circumstances, but in most, this is also a time for your agent to grab the house keys. They will hold on to them until you're fully funded. Obviously, in a situation, it's a little unique because you're not supposed to give your buyers the keys until they're funded. But I have a license on the line. I'm not gonna come in here until we're funded. So I'm just gonna keep it with me until I get that "we are fully funded" email from my title company, and then I'm coming here. So I'm taking this with me, is what I'm trying to say. Thanks, guys.